What's up everyone, my name is Jet. NASCAR not thinking rookie stripes are necessary, Red Bull making a return to the sport, and a huge update to the NASCAR 25 video game. Let's get into it. Before we jump into this, if you haven't already, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Comment your thoughts down below on any of the three topics we will be discussing in today's episode. The first one is regarding the rookie stripes. Obviously, we already know what they are. First brought up by Lightning McQueen in that Cars movie, usually signifies that a rookie is entering the picture of any professional racing series, whether it's Cup, Trucks, and the Xfinity Series. Gives an indication to both the fans and the drivers that, hey, be careful around this guy, he's new. Well, NASCAR is saying that's not necessary. And the reason for this is kind of confusing because NASCAR says, listen, they're in the Cup Series. They are supposed to be the best drivers that NASCAR has to offer. They don't need the rookie stripes. Which on one side, I get that, but at the same time, it does hurt how drivers approach other drivers when they're racing against them. If you know you're approaching a rookie, you're going to race that rookie a bit differently. He's probably not as experienced as you are, or as a veteran driver, let's say a Denny Hamlin, for example. You don't know exactly if he knows what he's doing, so you're going to be careful when racing against this other driver. Well, now that you're getting rid of the rookie stripes, it's going to be a bit confusing for the drivers to know who exactly they are racing. Now, here's the thing. It's not a big deal that NASCAR is saying you don't need to have a rookie stripe, but it's just unnecessary in my opinion. But it also, I think, it's like a graduation for a rookie driver to become a sophomore driver in the Cup Series by having to get rid of those rookie stripes. I think that's like an advancement in your NASCAR career. Like I said, a graduation in your career by having to get rid of those rookie stripes and no longer having to be identified as a rookie contender. So yeah, it's just something that I don't think is unnecessary to get rid of, but I quite frankly don't think it is a big deal. What is a big deal is Red Bull. Now, Red Bull has been involved in NASCAR for a short period of time. They made their debut in 2005 sponsoring Robbie Gordon in Mexico. Then 2 years later, they had their own Cup team, scoring 2 victories at Michigan in 2009 with Brian Vickers and Casey Kane at Phoenix in 2011. They ran from 2007 to 2011 before leaving the sport, and 2011 was the last time we saw Red Bull in NASCAR in some form of capacity. Then we saw the inclusion of Shane Van Gisbergen in 2023 at Chicagoland, bringing a Red Bull helmet, then continuing to sponsor SVG. Then last year announced that they had sponsored Connor Zilisch, having some form of promotion and advertisement with helmets and things of that nature. They did something with the V-Carb team, which usually was Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson before Lawson got promoted up to the big Red Bull team. They did a little thing there in Austin when F1 was racing at COTA, have those 4 drivers racing in dirt cars around a little dirt track, which was cool to see. But it looks like Red Bull is stepping up their involvement big time. For the first time since 2011, Red Bull will be sponsoring a NASCAR Cup car. 6 races in total, 5 for SVG and 1 for Connor Zilisch, meaning his Cup Series debut will take place at Circuit of the Americas in late March. He's born in 2006, 18 years old, and he's going to be making his Cup Series debut. I feel old. Even though I'm 4 years older than him, wow, he's 18, he's already in the Cup Series. I need to do more things with my life. First off, the paint schemes look absolutely beautiful. I even like the little gives you wings little moniker on the spoiler of the car. That could be something new that teams may be trying to do. It reminds me a lot of during the COT days where Cup teams would put a sponsor on the wing of the car. And I think we could be seeing a return of that, of sponsors or some form of moniker displayed on the actual spoiler of the race car. But I love it. I think it's awesome. With Red Bull, we know how great they are with marketing, what they do with Formula One. So it's nice to see them come back to NASCAR. Hopefully we get to see some cool things happen between SVG, Red Bull, Connor Zilisch, and Team Trackhouse. So that is really awesome to see. They also posted a video about this whole announcement. And one thing I thought was really cool about it is that even though NASCAR is not requiring the rookie stripes, in the video, at least, this could be before NASCAR made that change, SVG and Connor Zilisch both had rookie stripes, which I think is pretty cool. And I hope that is something that the teams continue to do. I say, listen, you are still a rookie, you will be treated as a rookie. And until then, when you graduate for the next year, then we could take the rookie stripes off. So I hope that teams continue that practice. Even though NASCAR doesn't require rookie stripes, I hope teams continue that practice of still having those 2 yellow stripes behind a race car for, in this situation, for SVG and for Connor Zilisch. And finally, NASCAR 25, the new video game that's going to come out in the fall of this year. NASCAR and video games, they've had a rough patch for the better part of a decade. With iRacing coming on board, is going to give a new wave of breath of fresh air, hopefully, on seeing at least a good NASCAR game. That's all we're hoping for. And while we should not get our hopes up too high, it's kind of hard not to do that when you hear some of the stuff that's been going on, including this big announcement. For the first time ever in a NASCAR video game, NASCAR 25 will have the NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, Trucks, and this time the ARCA Menard series making their debut in a NASCAR video game. That is awesome to see. I really hope that it's not going to be the case like what we saw in the EA Sports games. Like, for example, when the Modifieds were in the game, they just competed at either fantasy racetracks or tracks that the Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series ran. I hope we get to see actual ARCA tracks like Toledo or Elko, for example, of actual ARCA racetracks and actual ARCA drivers. And that's something that with iRacing, they even put out a tweet having teams, hey, teams that want to be part of the team, let us know. And more than 30 teams, multiple teams across all platforms of all series have asked to be involved in the new iRacing NASCAR 25 video game. So while it is hard not to get our hopes up, it is shaping up to be a really cool game. I'm saying cool because visually it could look very cool. However, of course, the most important part is how does it play? The gameplay and all of that nature. What is cool about having all 4 racing series is that it won't just be in career mode, which one thing that they added was a little snippet by saying that you get to start in your backyard, in your garage, like a backyard garage, and work your way up to become a multiple time Cup champion, which gives off very Dirt to Daytona vibes, where you start off at the dirt track in the middle of nowhere and work your way up to become a Cup champion. It's getting that type of vibe. And also another cool thing that they have in there is that you can run all 4 series in quick race mode, season mode, obviously championship mode, career mode, and online, which would only add to the experience, to the in-depth experience of the NASCAR 25 video game by being able to race among many different platforms, which hopefully makes the game worth the wait. Because if there's one thing that NASCAR desperately needs is a really good video game. And the last time we had a good video game was probably Inside the Line, at least in my opinion, but it has been a long drought of just continuously getting punched in the gut by bad NASCAR games. And hopefully iRacing can turn the ship around with NASCAR 25.